Hello and welcome back again, guys, with another wonderful section with me. In this episode, I will show you how to build any e-commerce website from start to finish. We will be using a combination of WordPress and WooCommerce. First, we are going to talk about some major things which one need to know before starting building an e-commerce website. And the things that we'll be looking at is what is e-commerce, what is WordPress, what is WooCommerce, and the last part we will also look at the most top 5 e-commerce website builders and plugins. So without much ado, let's get started. Okay, so I have a site here. The site is called cyberchange.com, and when you log into this particular site here, okay, they have actually explained every bit of e-commerce, for which if you go through the table of content, you will surely understand what actually entails when it comes to building an e-commerce website. So straight from here, I'm going to start with what is an e-commerce website. So they say e-commerce websites are online portals that facilitate online transaction of goods and services through means of the transfer of information and funds over the internet. In the early days, e-commerce was done partially through emails and phone calls. Now, with a single website, anything and everything that a transaction needs can be executed online. So now the world is now turning into a digital world whereby you can buy anything online, execute any transaction online without you having to travel from one point to the other. Okay, so from there you can also learn. You can also learn about the types of e-commerce. Okay, all are here. As you can see, we have a B2B, B2B, which is business to business. Okay, and as you can see the explanation here, it says what electronic transactions of goods and services between two companies. Okay, so example is what a business sells SaaS product to other businesses. Okay, then the second one is business to consumer, which is the B2C. So it's what electronic transactions of goods and services between companies and consumer. So the typical example is you buy a new t-shirt from an online store. So the moment you buy a new t-shirt from an online store, actually you fall under the category of B2C. So it's actually what business to consumer. So the third one that we look at is consumer to consumer, which is also called C2C. So it's actually electronic transaction of goods and services between consumers, mostly through a third party. Example, you sell your old smartphone on eBay or OLS to another consumer. Okay, guys. So, and the last part is called what? Consumer to business, so which is C2B, electronic transactions of goods and services where what individuals offer products or services to companies. So example, a social media influencer offers exposure to their online audience in exchange for a fee. Okay, guys, so when you come on this site, actually you are just going to learn a lot there. So the next one I just want us to also look at actually is the 5 e-commerce website builders. Okay, and you can tell the very first one is WooCommerce and WordPress. What does this WooCommerce and WordPress have in common that you can't do away with them when it comes to building an e-commerce website? So as you can see the definition, they say WooCommerce is an open source platform just like WordPress and the most popular solution for building an e-commerce website. and is what currently the most popular technology used for e-commerce. So it means that if you want to build an e-commerce website, you need a two-its combination of WooCommerce and WordPress. Okay, so you can tell that about 27% of all websites around the world use WooCommerce, and that figure out comes around 35,712 websites and still counting. So it means that when you are using WooCommerce to build your e-commerce website, you are safe. You are at the right hand. Okay, so now as you can tell, let's move on. This is to WordPress also. As you can see, WordPress is also an open source CMS, but it's what content management system. Okay, and it easily integrates with WooCommerce. So I will probably say that WooCommerce and WordPress are more like brother and sister. They all agree to each other. So when you join them working together, you find things easily and more user friendly. Okay, so they say with WordPress and WooCommerce, you can create your site the way you want it, depending on the product you are what selling. So the product can be a furniture, can be an electronic, can be a fashion and stuff. Okay, so these two plugins actually allow you to add more functionality to your e-commerce site. You can easily install various WordPress and WooCommerce plugins. So whether you are planning to start a small or large e-commerce store, WooCommerce gives you all you could ever need for building a high quality e-commerce website with the power of WordPress. So it means that using WooCommerce and WordPress, it actually gives you the power to do everything. Okay, so let's look at the 7 reasons why many people actually like using these two open source platforms. Okay, so this was 7 reasons why we love the WooCommerce and WordPress combo for making an e-commerce website. So reason number one, suits every budget. Okay, reason number two says easy to use, especially for people who already use WordPress. So as far as you are familiar with WordPress, it's easy for you to use WooCommerce towards build your e-commerce website or your online store. Okay, so reason number three say that hundreds of extensions. These extensions are plugins. Okay, that you can search online, then what install them and activate them and start using them right away. Okay, so reason number four also said what you can sell all kind of goods, be it virtual, physical, downloadable, or services, etc. Okay, the reason number five actually is the most important thing that I really enjoy about it, which tells you that it works with almost all payment platforms. So the payment platforms are when you then go in for the API and integrate it into your e-commerce website. So consumers that visit your site can actually what buy online, buy from you online and stuff. Okay, and the reason number six actually tells you that both of the uh, platforms are what open source. So it means that you can customize them to suit your needs. Okay, and the last reason there is what these two companies actually are big community of developers, marketers, and experts. Okay, so this is the reason why many actually, including myself, like using WooCommerce and WordPress to design any e-commerce website for myself or for a client. Okay, so if you look at the table of content here, there are a lot more explanation that you can go in to, to brainstorm more ideas or to get an understanding of how e-commerce actually works and the types that we have. Okay, so from here straight away, I'll go straight to the top 5 WooCommerce plugins for growing your e-commerce website. So it means that they have the top 5 plugins that actually will what help you grow your online store. Okay, so our first plugin is what? WP Legal Pages WordPress Privacy Policy plugin. So when you are building an e-commerce website, you need to have a privacy policy. Okay, then let's look at number two. Then number two is what? Opt-in Monster. Okay, the three actually is what? Home Commerce CRO2. Okay, you can do more search on these plugins to get more understanding on how to use them. Okay, then the fourth one is the Mailchimp. Mailchimp actually is the most popular plugin that I have ever known. Okay, and they are very good. So you can also get that one for your WooCommerce. And I think the last part which make it fine is the what Yoast SEO, which is the search engine optimization. So this actually helps your e-commerce website to rank number one on Google search. Okay, guys. So actually, WooCommerce actually have a whole lot or a bunch of things that you need to know about it before you jump in what to design your e-commerce website. Okay, guys. All right. So let's go back to the top 5 builders. So I have talked about the e-commerce. So the next one actually is the big commerce. Okay, it's also a builder that you can also use to build an e-commerce website. Okay, then the third one actually is Shopify. For it's also another as popular builder actually for building e-commerce. Okay, then the next one is Magento. Okay, then the last part is Wix. Okay, guys. So apart from these things or these explanations that we have gone through, also, okay, to build an e-commerce website, you need to have a registered domain name. That's one, which you can never ever go without it. So when I talk of domain name, this highlighted portion here is what I refer as domain name. Okay, good. Then after you have your domain name, you need to have a hosting where you are going to install your e-commerce website data to. Okay, so that's two. Then the last part of it, which is the most important when it comes to e-commerce, is the SSL certificate. So this padlock that you see here actually. So whenever you visit an e-commerce store online and you want to use your credit card or whatever means or mode of payment that you want to use, kindly look for this padlock here. So when you see it being locked and you click on it and it tells you that connection secure, then it means that any information of your card that you put onto this site cannot be hacked. Okay, guys, so when it comes to building an e-commerce website, these are also the three major things you have to put in place first. Okay, guys, so I think I have explained a lot here, for which there are a lot of topics here which you can also go through. Okay, so as you can see, they have how to build an e-commerce website legal requirements. Okay, so things that you need to get them in place. So as I explained earlier, get a free policy plugin, get a free cookie concept plugin. Okay, so you need all these things in order, okay, including your domain and your hosting and the SSL as well. Okay, guys. So from there, they also, I mean, there are a lot here that you can actually what learn from. Okay, so now they say how to build an e-commerce website, which there is a lot in here you can also read as well. Okay, guys. So you can go through this. It's a table of content here and read everything. Don't escape anything. Read everything here to actually get the understanding of what actually e-commerce is and what actually one needs to do. What actually you need to get in place before you start thinking of what building an online store. Okay, so guys, this brings us to the end of this episode. In our next episode, we will start by installing our WordPress and the theme that we will use for our e-commerce website training. So sit upright and get ready for the next lesson. So now, after we have explained all this part of e-commerce and stuff, how does e-commerce actually looks like? So I have some two tabs open here. So let's click on it, and you can tell this one is Jumia. And Jumia is an e-commerce website where you can search for a product that of your choice and what make payment for it. Same way we have AliExpress here also, and AliExpress also is an e-commerce website where you can also search for your desired product and what purchase it online without you having to travel all the way to wherever they are. Okay, so this is what we will be looking at or we will be building in this training. Okay, so at the end of this training, you should be able to design any any e-commerce website of your choice. Okay, guys, till then, see you in the next video.